Hey, it's Binks. I'm so sorry I haven't posted in such a long time. It's been so long, but I'm finally posting again. Sorry about the weird photos. I just needed some photo to add as a background. But today I'm going to be telling some really weird creepypastas. This one doesn't have any images or fan art, but it would be really cool if it did. But this one is called Photo in Hand. There was a boy sitting in his classroom, and he sees out the window a Polaroid photo. Curious, after class, he goes and picks up the photo, and on the photo, he sees a picture of a girl holding up a peace sign. He thought this girl was so beautiful that he needed to meet her, so he took the photo home. So he ran all over the school asking people, "Do you know this girl? Do you know this girl?" Nobody answered. He even went home to ask his mother and his neighbors. They both said they had never seen her. Eventually, it was getting late, so he put the photo on his bedside table and went to bed. Later that night, he heard tapping on his window. He brushed it off and then later heard a giggle, a woman's giggle. Later, he saw a shadow on his wall facing from the window. The boy then goes and climbs out his window to follow the giggling. But when he got to it, it was gone. The next day, he asked his sister if she knew the girl, and she hadn't. Again that night, he took the photo, put it on his bedside table, and went to bed. Again that night, he heard tapping on his window and grabbed the photo to follow the giggling once again. While following the giggling, he runs across the street, and then boom, a car strikes him. Sadly, the car killed him instantly. He was still holding the picture. The driver, feeling terrible, got out of his car to check on him and saw an image of a girl holding up 3 fingers. This next story is called Candle Cove. It all started with a subreddit of somebody asking, "Does anybody remember this kids show?" It was called Candle Cove, and I must have been 6 or 7. I've never found any reference to it, so I think I was a local station around 1971 or 1972. I lived in Ironton at the time, and I don't remember which station it was on, but I remember it was on a weird time like 4 p.m. And then a bunch of people posted back to the subreddit saying they remembered the show too. This person said, "Yes, okay, I'm not crazy. I remember Pirate Percy. I was always kind of scared of him. He looked like he was built of parts of other dolls, like a real low budget. His head was an old porcelain baby doll. He looked like an antique that didn't belong on the body." And they would all talk about how there was a really creepy villain in the show called the Skin Taker, with this one saying, "The Skin Taker, what kind of a kid's show were you watching? I seriously could not look at the screen when the Skin Taker showed up. He just descended out of nowhere with his strange, dirty skeletons, wearing that brown top hat and cape, and his glass eyes were too big for his skull." And this last post on the forum was really creepy. I visited my mom in the nursing home, and I asked her about when I was little, like early 70s or 80s. And I asked her if she remembered a kids' show called Candle Cove, and she was surprised I could remember that. I asked why. She said, "Because I think it was so strange that you said, 'I'm gonna go watch Candle Cove, Mom,' and then you would turn the TV to static and just watch dead air for 30 minutes. And you had a big imagination with your little pirate show." This next one is called Polybius. This is a re-rendering of what people think the game looked like. Polybius was an arcade game surfacing around the 80s. And the game was said to make you have feelings of discomfort, amnesia, and thoughts of self-harm. The game was said to be painted completely black. And other people said that stern-looking men would come over to the arcade and collect information about the arcade game, and then the arcade game would just disappear. People suspected that it was a CIA experiment. They said it was to test a psychoactive drug that they were using on the public without them knowing. A podcaster did some research on it, and it said that a 12-year-old boy was sickly after doing a 28-hour full video game play of it. And this game was still at the arcade while he did this. A few days later, arcades were surrounded by FBI agents coming to take the game. If you're curious of what it may have looked like, people have tried to recreate it with other game, so this is what they think it may have looked like. This next one is about a place called Mowgli's Palace. This is the only image I could find, and it's really blurry, so just work with me here a little bit. But basically, it was about an abandoned Disney park that Disney built. It was originally going to be one of their cruise stops, but then there was an island across, so they just decided to take a boat to and from the island and then this island, which was Mowgli's Palace. It was basically the original plans for Magic Kingdom, and it's basically what Magic Kingdom is now. There was all different types of animals, and it was just a whole fun resort for the whole family. This was a map of the island whenever they had the island, but they basically just up and left. They didn't tear down anything, they didn't do any construction, they just left. There's still calendars with plans on them, there's stuff written on whiteboards. They literally just left the whole park. All the pop machines are still there, everything's just still there. They just kind of, whoop, bye. They even left the animal food. Luckily, they brought the animals with them, but they literally just packed up the animals, gone. And this is not the first time Disney's done this. There was a whole nother park, and it was half water park, half amusement park. And they just, again, left it, just bye. Didn't take anything, didn't do any construction, just left. If you're interested in looking at any more of these creepy images, if you go on Google and just search Abandoned by Disney and click images, you'll see a lot more images of it. Hey guys, it's Bink. Sorry about the long break. I just never found time to make a YouTube video. But I am back to posting, and you should be expecting some gaming videos in the future, which I'm so excited about. But thank you all for watching. Bink's out.